What is good, y'all? Welcome to Let's Cap. I'm your host, Ronald, also known as Youcapper on sportsmemo.com, at Youcapper Sports on Twitter. Got my guys with me, Chris M. Munaf, Chris B. Cappin, two P's, two N's there on the Twitter. Sports Nerd 824 there from Munaf. I think A. Wang is going to be joining us a little bit later. I know he has a meeting until 1:30 and then, or whatever his time is, and then he'll pop in a little bit too. Um, but yesterday I ended up making that underplay that we were talking about, that Spurs game, as my best bet, because that was some strong stuff that we found there. Shout out to Muna for bringing that up too as well, because I didn't know anything about that rodeo thing that was annually, but that ended up being my best bet. Great hit there. Got some personal plays that hit, but for the most part, the props that I really liked, the Westbrook prop, he hit 6 assists at half, and the Clippers just fell apart in that second half. Also had that Kawhi threes too, and he had two at half as well, and then couldn't do anything the rest of the way. Other than that, guys, I really want to try to get this weekend off started right, get it on a hot note here. To especially with everything else going on, we got soccer, college basketball, UFC tomorrow as well. So want to get off to a hot start here. Chris, how's your week been going? I think you've been pretty hot.
Yeah, see, I'm not gonna say those words, but yeah, you could say that. It was a 2-1 day yesterday. I was with you on the Raptors. Just couldn't make a shot. Fred VanVleet shot the ball terribly. They ended up losing the game. But I did hit on the under that we talked about yesterday. Kind of solidified it, wrapped it up, put it in a bow. Almost made me put my life savings on it. I probably should have. No, just kidding. But and I talked about Miles Turner on your show yesterday too. I see over 2.5 blocks. Spurs giving up the most blocks to centers, and he cashed pretty easy. I think he had 4 blocks. So
nice.
2-1 day for me yesterday on shared plays. So yeah, just trying to keep it going like always, man.
Yeah, Munaf, how was your day yesterday, or the week in general?
Yeah, week's kind of been up and down. It's been one great day and then one bad day. Props took a little hit yesterday. Did cash on the Youcapper one that we talked about on his 2.5 blocks and steals.
Yeah, I like that one. How many did he end up getting?
I think it was combined for 5, if I'm not mistaken.
Damn.
I think he had 3 steals and 2 blocks again.
Running that shit.
Yeah, and then I did go heavier on the under that we talked about, the Spurs and Pacers. I think that was a great find for all of us here. So, and that gave the Wizards first quarter over, but that didn't get there. But it turned out to be a pretty good day as far as sides and totals. Props took a little bit hit. Hopefully, we can bounce back today, though.
Yeah, that Spurs Pacers one was so good. Like I had the Spurs team total under already, like really small. And then when we talked about the full game, that's when I was talking to. Initially, it was Ski before the show, and he was like, "Yeah, the full game under." I was like, "All right, let's get there." And then when that happened at during the show, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go heavier on that. I'm gonna go heavier on that one. So hopefully we find something else today that we can go pretty hard on. Let's go into it right now. Actually, let's move on to this Blazers Hawks game here. I'm gonna share my screen. We'll talk about this one later. I had Kessler. I think there's some alignment on Kessler there, but Blazers Hawks here. I was actually looking towards the team total over on the Hawks side, guys. Did you guys have anything on this one?
Yeah, I wanted to play some type of over in this game here, RC. And you take a look at the post All-Star break defensive efficiency numbers for actually both of these teams. Portland number 28, 124, and then Atlanta's actually 120.5, which they're at 27. But Atlanta coming out of the All-Star break, I think with the coaching change as well, I think that has something to do with it. But they are number 2 as far as offensive efficiency at 125.7. And the pace has increased a little bit for them as well. They're up to number 11 as far as pace. So I think that Atlanta can put up some points here tonight. I know we've had conversation about how bad the Blazers defense has been over the past month or so, even more so over the last post All-Star break. So it's either Atlanta Hawks team total for me over, or probably a full game over here. I know it gets to that 240 range where we do get kind of nervous. But again, both these defenses have just not been very good, since the All-Star break.
This is the part where the Blazers. This is the reason why I kind of look towards the Hawks team total over since January 12th. Right, they're 13-9 to the over, but if you look at the opponents there, they've only allowed their opponents to go under their team total in 4 games. They pushed on this one, obviously, but for the most part, they're giving up a lot of points to their opponents there. that's the reason why I kind of looked towards the team total over specifically. And then what stopped me on the full game was, like you said, that threshold of that 240, right? That 240 mark. If we look at the Hawks side, and we just look at their current form, they are coming off of an under game, but I think after the All-Star break, they did come out with two strong offensive outputs. So I was looking in that direction of just the Hawks team total over. But Chris, did you have anything specifically on this one?
I think when I capped it last night, I see during the games, it looked like the total was about 239, and I think it's been bet up now to 241 in some books.
Yeah.
And that's, I kind of expected that, I've just said, like, two really poor defensive teams. Spot wise, this is the first game for the Blazers. They've been kind of all over the place too. I don't know if you looked at that. The Blazers played at home, then road, then home, then road. So not a lot of games in the same gym. For Atlanta, this is the first leg of a back-to-back as well. I don't know if you looked at that, RC. They do play in Miami tomorrow, and it's the last game, I think, of a 3-game homestand for Atlanta. I don't think they played a game post-All-Star break on the road yet. So I was looking – I know it's contrarian. I was looking towards the under. I didn't play it, but, kind of anticipating that the total would go up. The Hawks, RC, you can look at this. The Hawks are 5-1 to the under as home favorites with a total of 235 or higher. If you exclude games with overtime. Excuse me.
5-2 to yeah.
This
one they went over. They probably went over in OT because they only went over by 10 points.
Right. So that's what I was saying. If you exclude overtime,
just looking regulation.
So I excluded overtime, and then the Blazers. See, if you look on the opposite side, if you look at the Blazers when they're road dogs with a total of 235 points or more, they're 3-2 to the under is what we should find if you look at the total of 235 or higher.
Oh, gotcha.
And I think maybe I don't think they went to overtime in any of theirs, right? No overtimes there?
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah, no overtimes. But look at those combined scores, though. I see it's only 236 points,
Yeah,
so I think it's contrarian look, but I didn't play it, but that would be my look in this game.
And then going back to that 240 threshold, they're still going under, dude. 25-4 to the under since January 18th. Did go over here. Mavs, Spurs went over here. Hornets, Hawks. That's another thing. Hawks was a part of that over there.
RC, did you look at the Hawks? I didn't look at it. Did you look at the Hawks on first leg of back-to-backs?
I think I just did. I don't think it was anything. Let me just double check.
Okay.
Hawks and rest. Oh, 5-3 to the over there.
5-3 to the over. Okay.
Yeah.
But still only 236 points.
The higher totals, the two highest totals here so far have gone under.
That's why I think it's a contrarian look, RC. Shout out to you because you told me how to cap these totals like this. And that's why I think contrarian under. I also think sneaky prop wise, RC. I think somebody said it earlier when I was on Jay's show. Cam Reddish, his points. This is a revenge game for him. It's his first game. He was, came into the league with Atlanta. Yeah, came into the league with Atlanta. He's played against the Hawks once when he was on the Knicks, but that was in New York. So this is his first time going back to to Atlanta. I think if in my estimation, if the Hawks are going to slow down Dame, they've probably watched some film on how Golden State has done it recently and how the Pelicans have done it recently. And they stole a lot of bodies at Dame today. He's going to need somebody else to score the ball, and I don't think it's going to be Matisse Thybulle. So I would look towards Cam Reddish to go over his points prop. I think it's 13.5 to RC, but I didn't play that one either.
And Simons has been ruled out as well.
Simons? Okay.
Yeah.
So if we look at team equals Hawks, you know how there was only like what four overs during that period of time with a 240 or greater, and the Hawks are one of them that's been going over. Oh shit, that's not it. Oh, it must have been earlier in the season. Okay, so the most recent one it did go over. That's so funky, dude.
That's why it's a lean for me, I see.
Yeah.
We also take a look for the Blazers in non-conference games. I think they're 14-8 towards the under as well. I think it's
road non-conference.
More than just non-conference. You could throw in road, see how they do.
5-5. So if we just do non-conference, we'll see that 14-8 to the under. Last two unders.
Look at those points, RC. Like look at the combined points. Like,
The
that's only
combined points,
220
look at their
points.
opponents too. That's what I'm saying. What is if you look at this group right here in general, 123, 125, 129, 127, 120. Like, do we not think the Hawks can score 120?
I think the
what
Hawks
is
can
their
get
team
it
total
done.
actually? Is 123, 123 and a half?
Let's see. For the Hawks, 124 and a half.
124 and a half. Oh man.
How many times RC has the Trailblazers scored 117 points in road games?
And without Simons, that's I think that's
right. And without right. Because their team total was 116 and a half.
They average 110 on the road. If we look at just how much they score, what was it?
116 and a half is their team total today, RC.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games over 116 and a half. Only 6 games.
32?
Out of 30.
Out of 30.
Yeah, 30.
Damn.
20.6 to the under.
And then we add Simons out, right? Let's go to Spo Devs.
Talk about from this X's and O standpoint that no Simons and DeJounte Murray's a pretty decent defender as well. You also throw DeAndre Hunter at Dame as well. So they have some different guys that they can throw at Damian Lillard to kind of throw his rhythm off. But
yeah,
let's keep in mind, it took a 71-point effort against our Rockets for them to score like 131. So
all right, so I took that same thing, right? Blazers on the road, and then we put Simons not in the lineup. 1-3 straight up, 1-3 ATS, 3-1 to the under, but they did not go over that 116 and a half in any of those games.
They haven't cracked 110 in 3 out of the 4 games, huh?
And we know Atlanta's defense is terrible. If you started the segment off by saying that, but man, this just feels like a spot,
Yeah.
RC, one more thing. Let's look at the Blazers when they travel from home to road. See how many times they've scored 117 points in that spot, even with Simons in.
Oh yeah. Two out
See
of
what I'm
11.
saying? That was my initial lean, the under. I just think the more it goes up, the more I like the under. Especially with Atlanta having
are you talking about the full game under or just the Blazers?
I like the full game under, and because I think Atlanta, from the Atlanta side, Atlanta got to say something for tomorrow because they got the heat on deck.
Yeah. All right. Well, Blazers team total under. Man, there's just so many things. It's crazy because, like, if you think about it, why don't we just take the Hawks then, if that's the case, right?
Because it could just be a lower scoring game. I'm not trusting Atlanta to win by 8 points. Their defense is not good enough in my estimation. I see. If you look at them as a home favorite, just look at Hawks as a home favorite and look at the high numbers. They don't cover them. Is what I think.
Like outside of like 2 possessions, they're just not very good at covering anything outside. Like 6.
The 10 and 14 talks me off from the beginning. I see, and just look at those higher numbers. Like I can't do it.
7. Yeah. Home favorite. Let's just say. All right. So let's say 4 points. Yeah, only 5 and 12.
Can't do it.
What are we looking at as far as the team totals? And see what the fuck? Yeah, because if you look at this now, then we're balancing the fact that Portland doesn't have good defense to the fact that the Hawks go under their team total in this spot here. So you would think that would balance out, and then we would just focus in on the full game under. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Next rest equals 0. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. That's a good point. And all right, last one before we move on to the next one. All right, 105. Yeah. Both of these totals super low. This one actually went over. That's the Jazz. Fuck. There's so many things to look at there in that game. Yeah.
I think I might. I think even if I play a small seed, I think we just did enough research for me to take the full game under.
The
Honestly.
full game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you talk about it, when we see totals of 240, you just need one quarter not to end up with 30. You need one team to have a poor quarter.
And just the fact that it's on a 25 and 4 under run for 240s or greater is kind of almost like an auto bet. All right, Blazers, Hawks under. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Let's go to. Did you guys have anything on Magic Hornets by chance? No.
I was probably leaning towards the Magic, but nothing official yet. I don't know if you want to dig into it.
Did you have anything, Chris?
I played the under. Actually, I got it at 226.
The full game under.
Full game under. Yeah, just based on it was pretty quick. It's pretty simple. Orlando, their top 7 defensive team last 10 games, but their offense is 25th over the last 10 games. They rank 21st in pace. And Munaf talked about this 2 days ago on your show. Charlotte without LaMelo, they're playing at a snail's pace. Pace drops to 99, and they only average 108 points. But with them, their pace was at 101, and they were averaging 116. Also, I like that Orlando's coming off a loss where they got thrashed against the Bucks, so they should be motivated. Still got playoff implications for them. Last 5 games between these two teams have all gone under as well. I see, so I took the under 226.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if I wanted to take the full game or the Hornets team total under, but without LaMelo at home, they're 10-3 to the under. You can see their average score is 105.3 there. That's the reason why I was kind of focusing in on their team total under. Do you guys have a number for that game for the Hornets? Would it be like 110 or
for Hornets team total?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. Hornets are 110.5.
Yep, 110.5.
110.5. Yeah, so they've only gone over in 4 of those games, 4 out of 13. I can only look towards that direction as far as the under on the Hornets side and the full game. The home, if we look at against teams with a losing record too, 0-4 straight up, 0-4 ATS, 0-4 to 4-0 to the under. They haven't gone over that 110 mark either at all. But Magic as road favorites. They've only been a road favorite once.
Right.
Right. So yeah, to me it looks like just maybe the full game under might be the right way to go. All right, Hornets. Do you guys see anything from a prop perspective in this game with LaMelo out? Like, I know Munaf, we were looking at Hayward to be a big component to that, but that first game without him, he didn't really do much.
Yeah, I think the one guy we may want to look at is Kelly Oubre Jr. Mm-hmm. He's getting up there's no doubt he's getting up the shot attempts. It's just about him actually making the shots.
Yeah, for sure.
Last 5 games without LaMelo Ball, he's had 20 or more attempts in the game, which makes sense, right? Obviously, when you have that many shots available, somebody's got to take them. So, I think they started him in the last game, in the first game without LaMelo Ball.
Yeah,
he did drop 26 points. He was 9 of 24 from the floor, 3 of 10 from 3-point land. The one thing that I did find was that the Orlando Magic are not very good at defending the 3-point line. So if you could take this a couple of ways, if you want to take Kelly Oubre's points prop over here tonight, or if you want to take his 3-point prop over, I see a 3.5 at plus 110.
What's his point prop at?
That was, I think, was at 24.5 or 23.5. Let me double check. But yeah, there's no doubt that the volume is there for him to get up the shots. It's just like I mentioned, for him to actually make them. Points prop for Kelly Oubre, 23.5 at minus 105. And his 3-point shots, 3.5 plus 130 on the over.
All right, let's go back to Oubre. 3.5. 3.5? He hasn't gotten over that.
Yeah.
He's getting the opportunity, though.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So he's getting the opportunities. It's just about him making them. But if you look at his points there, RC, I mean, he's getting over that 23.5.
Yeah, for sure. Huh. That's a good look. All right, let's go. I think with that one, I think you already bet it, Chris, the full game under. I think
226.
I might get there with you. I'll pivot off of that team total under and go towards the full game there. It makes sense because you can't. There's no way we trust the Magic as favorites there. All right, let's move on to. I think you guys had I think you guys liked the Knicks and the Heat, didn't you?
Yeah, and then I think also talking about the Celtics team total.
Oh yeah, so let's go to that one first. Actually, Celtics team total. Shit, Austin's not even showing it. All right, let's wait for him to pop in. All right, let's go on to this Celtics and Nets one. I didn't really have anything on this one other than possibly just looking towards the Celtics side. Because the Nets, I think the Nets defense has been terrible. But what are you guys' look on this one? Me and I'll start with you.
Yeah, I think we had agreement on just the team total over for the Celtics. It just made too much sense to me. I mean, it's like what Ski says: 1 + 1 = 2, right? I mean, just take a look at how many points that the Nets have given up since the All-Star break to their opponents. It's crazy to see. They gave up 131 to the Bulls, man. I mean, we know Bulls are not the greatest offensive teams, but when you're going up against a team like the Celtics here tonight, man, I can see where they can get into the realm of 125, 130 points. I mean, we saw last game where the Knicks put up what was 140 plus. They had 80 something at the half.
Yeah.
And historically, the Celtics have owned the Nets. It goes all the way back to the playoffs when they had Kyrie and KD together, even during the regular season. They've just owned this team and they've been able to put up the points against this Nets defense. Obviously, it's a completely different roster with a lot of wing players on this team, but they're just not putting in the defensive effort right now, at least over the 4 games that we've come back from the All-Star game. So I kept it simple, man. I just took the Celtics team total over. It could possibly be a trifecta spot too if you want first quarter, first half, and full game.
Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of looking at throughout the whole matchup this season with them. They've been smacking them first quarter, first half, full game. They've been getting it done, winning by they're right at the mark there, 11 in all 3 of those games. But the one way that I was looking at it, I know you guys mentioned Celtics team total over, but I was looking at the Nets team total under here because they haven't even reached 100 against them, period. So that's one way that I was looking at it. Chris, what are your thoughts on this one? I think you also like the team total over as well, right?
Yeah, I rolled me enough on this one. RC. So real quick, this is what I want you to look at. RC, I want you to type in the Nets. So I looked at that too, RC, but I want you to type in Nets as just on the road after February the 4th of this year.
After or
after? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Equal to. You can do equal to and after. So here, ladies and gentlemen, is Exhibit A of the Nets defense on the road.
Was this after the trade?
That was after the trade.
After the Kyrie trade.
After the Kyrie trade. That's the Knicks. That's the Nets defense on the road. And now you get the Boston Celtics, who have a clean injury report. It's Jason Tatum birthday for whatever you want to do with that for the prop lovers. But this one was pretty simple to me. I think that the longer the season goes on, especially now that we're post All-Star break and we understand who these teams are. I know you mentioned, RC, liking the Celtics on the spread today. I looked at home favorites last night. I looked at home favorites laying 10 points or more post All-Star break. Those teams are 3-0 straight up and against the spread.
Is that this season?
This season, yeah. So just this season, after All-Star break, just simple query. Home favorite laying 10, 3-0 straight up and against the spread. Going over that threshold that me and Munoz talked about. And we're talking about the best offense in the NBA right now with the Boston Celtics. Another league-wide trend that I looked at, RC, was since 2020, 2020 season, road dogs playing their 4th game in 6 nights.
How did you write that out for the 4th game in 6 nights?
So I did rest equals 1, previous rest equals 0, and previous rest equals 1. And they're catching 10 points, I see.
At least double digit.
Mm-hmm. So what I got was 1-12 straight up, 4-9 against the spread, losing by average of 17 points. 9 of their 13 opponents have gone over the team total.
I must have wrote something wrong there.
I probably away dogs. Let's see, 2020 away dogs of 10 points or more playing their fourth game in 6 nights. Did I give you 3rd and 4, or did I give you 4 and 6? RC.
Shoot, I don't know.
He only has 3 there for the rest. Probably need to add one more, right?
Right. Yeah. So
1 or probably 0.
should be 0, right? Has to be 1 then, maybe. I should have wrote the career down. I did
It's
not.
all
So
good.
my
No, it's all
apologies.
right. No, I mean, it makes sense. The initial one that you talked about makes sense too, as well. Just off of the All-Star break. Hey Wang, shout out to you for joining. You got anything on this game?
No, I didn't have anything on this game, but the Celtics team total over makes a lot of sense. They've just been a machine at home. I was looking at their team totals at home. They've covered 8 in their last 11 games. Nets defense 28th in the league in the last 5 games. So it makes a lot of sense to me. I think I'm gonna ride with you guys on that one.
Team total last 4, yeah. Not shit. Yeah. The 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all at home, yeah. Full game over as well, but I think we're just focusing in on that Celtics team total. That makes a lot of sense. What I swear I thought I put in double digit line, didn't I? 10. Okay. Over in the last 2. Who they go under? So under against the Suns, under against the Magic, under. Man, Magic's been getting Celtics all year long.
All year long, RC. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I got one more I want you to look at too, RC, before we move on to the next one.
Yeah. What you got?
I got so Celtics is home favorites of 10 points or more. So just what you got already, with a total of 225 or less. I'm sorry, 225 or more.
126.
So they should be 6-1 to the over on their team total in that spot as well.
Yeah.
So when they get these low totals, they typically go over, is what pretty much what this query says when they're laying 10 points at home.
Yeah, damn, look at that average too. Everything except for that one, the Magic team total over. Yeah, I like it. I think I'll pivot off of that. Just the spread. It makes sense that they cover the spread too, but yeah, it's a lot easier to just focus on them going over their team total. All right, let's move on to the next one here. I think it was Knicks Heat. I think you guys wanted to get. Did you guys get there with the Knicks already, or
I played the first half.
the first half only?
I played the full game.
You played full. Okay.
Yeah, first half.
I didn't get anything on this. I didn't bet anything on this game. I didn't actually. If I look at my notes here, I think it actually said the Heat plus 1.5. I think it had to do with Let me go to my notes.
What game have y'all talked about so far besides the Celtics? Nets?
Blazers, Blazers,
just
Hawks.
Okay.
Was the other one? You have anything on that one?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I do have some stuff on the Knicks and Heat.
You go first on this one then, since you just joined us here.
Yeah, the total's low, but I'm looking at the under. I mean, if you look at the matchup between these two teams and in the database, when you think about the Knicks and the Heat, a long storied rivalry there. And I mean, the first picture that comes to mind is Jeff Van Gundy hanging on to Alonzo Mourning's leg in the infamous playoff series. But you take a look at their matchups over the years: 61, 36, and 7 to the under.
Yeah.
In the database, and I've got a few under systems that when the basis is when the total is much less than the average scoring, if it's below a certain threshold, then the under hits at a very high rate there. Both are two defensive-minded teams, two slow-paced teams. I know Knicks have been scoring quite a bit, but I think the Heat defense and the slow pace, this should set up for a low-scoring game here. Also, Heat are 7-2 to the under in the first game of a back-to-back.
The Heat are what?
7-2 to the under in the first game of a back-to-back.
Gotcha. And they're also not covering at all in those spots too.
Yep, 2-7. That's what I was looking at for the full game.
I like it. So if we just focus in on them as dogs too, that's even worse. Look at the spread in that first quarter, first half. Is this a trifecta? Okay, what are we looking at here? That's just crazy. All right, well, the under makes it. Are we looking at Okay.
I like the under. I like the trifecta. I just played the first half so far, but I think the Knicks, with how hot they've been lately, I think it is a good trifecta spot. But right now, I'm just on the first half.
Look at so this one, the first quarter, first half doesn't look as great, but they're still winning by margin in this road favorite situation here for the Knicks, and also the under. So they're keeping their opponents under their team total. Oh, we got Josh here. What up, Josh? Chris or Mina, if you want to add onto this.
I think pretty much covered it, man. I mean, I don't want to regurgitate everything that Austin mentioned, but it again, another 1+1 situation, man. The Knicks are just playing great basketball right now. Past the eye test. I'm with Austin on the first half.
Are you taking is anyone taking the first quarter specifically or just the first half?
Just first half for me.
Josh, you have anything on this one? Usually you pop in when you have something on the game we're talking about.
I'm on Quentin Grimes threes.
Grimes threes?
Yep.
What's his number at?
I took the win cast. I think so. I took his threes in the win.
Oh, gotcha. Like a double or whatever?
Yeah. So like double dips
Yeah,
with the
1.5 at -105.
He's been starting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's crazy. Okay, so this one, it looks like Knicks in many ways here. Are you guys looking at, other than Austin looking at the under there, anyone else like the under? Seems like a really low total here.
It does, and I just feel like this game could get away from. I think it could get away from the Heat, which is why I didn't play the under. I lean towards what Austin was saying, but I think it could get away from the Heat. And the Knicks offense could just kind of keep it going in this spot. Jimmy Butler is listed as questionable in this game. He hasn't been confirmed in, and without him, it could really, really hurt this, this Heat's defense. I think so. That's why I kind of stayed off the total. But I totally understand where A-Wing is going. A lot of the systems that I pull were also on the under in this spot. Honestly, I just played the full game. I think at the end of the game, the Knicks will be they'll win by 3 or more. So I looked at the Knicks in revenge spots, which was one of the angles that I looked at. I think, let's see. Besides them covering 7 games in a row and 9 of their last 10, they're 11-6 straight up, 10-6-1 against the spread, facing a team that they've previously beaten already. Mm-hmm. If you including 5-2 straight up and against the spread in road games, but then if you add that they're a road favorite in a revenge game as well, RC, it should come up as 4-0 straight up and against the spread.
Oh shit! No,
that's right. And then his favorite, that they're favorite in the road game as well.
Are they in a revenge situation though? Didn't the Heat win the first one?
Yeah, so change it. I think it might have been a previous win.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm sorry.
Gotcha. Okay, there it is.
There you go.
Yeah, man, that total just way too low. It's always hard because they could accidentally go over. But I definitely see why you would take the under there.
Yeah, Austin mentioned the Heat. I think in their last 5 games are averaging 100 points per game. So that's why it could just go.
Yeah, I mean, just you put Heat in general. Look at their average point scores is right there at the 115 mark. Okay. Well, I think that the Knicks. I'm gonna get there with you guys on the Knicks there. Makes a lot of sense. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let's go to Suns Bulls. Austin, I know I think I was on the same boat as you as far as this Suns game. I don't understand why it's going the other way here. Did anyone have the Bulls? Like, why do you guys think the Bulls it's going in the Bulls direction? What do you have for the Suns, Austin?
So I got a couple things, and actually this is somewhat also active on the Knicks as well. So it's a trend that I've been following for a while, and it's teams on a Friday, okay, and road favorites on a Friday. Their next game is on the road, and then they're playing a team, the home team, whose also next game is at home, and they're not on the first leg of a back-to-back, so they don't have a game to look forward to tomorrow night. So kind of the angle here is, hey, these home teams are at home. They're looking towards the weekend, and it lends to a letdown spot on a Friday night. So since
Hey, Austin, can you say
Jay
the query?
special right there.
I was about to say, can you put this in so I can write it down? Can you say it one more time?
Yeah.
So
Let's do it right now. So
can you put it in the
Day
private?
is-
Can you put it in the private chat, or do you have it already, or if you have it? Because I can copy and paste from the private chat. It's pretty easy there. Yeah, man. I can only look towards the Suns here. The one way that I think we talked about this before, and I think maybe it was Munaf that brought it up, but the Bulls in non-conference games, maybe we just talked about it on one of the shows versus teams with a winning record. I think they have been pretty bad in that spot. 1-6 straight up, 1-6 ATS, 5-2 to the under. Look at their average combined score. I mean, average score there, 104.7. Obviously, this one is a driver of that low average, but for the most part, they're just not doing well in those games. And the one game that they did win is against the Jazz, and we already know who they really are at this point in the season, right? So that win is not aging well. I can only look towards the Suns here. I really don't understand why it's going down to 3.5. Do you have that query?
Yeah, I DM'd you in Twitter. So
Oh, it's on Twitter. Okay.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm with you. I mean, Durant should be suiting up tonight, as far as we know, as the information that we have now. But the line moving the other direction maybe could indicate that someone on the big three for the Suns is going to sit tonight. I don't know. Again, this trend that I shared with you guys,
It's on Knicks too. Oh,
yeah,
shit.
exactly.
All right, so this is since 2017 on Friday, road favorite. Their opponent is going to be having a home game, so they're traveling, right?
No, their opponent's next game is going to be at home, so the home team is going to stay at home, and the road team is going to stay on the road. So they're a little, the home team is a little more relaxed. They're at home for the weekend. They don't have a game on Saturday night, so it's just overtime has been a sort of a letdown spot for those home teams there.
Gotcha.
And then, Bulls, last game was a win. The last game was on the second night of a back-to-back against the Pistons. I've got some systems that are active on, letdown spot after a win in that second game of a back-to-back. And then Suns have just been excellent against these types of teams with this type of profile. So I looked it up. The Suns against teams with the offensive efficiency below the league average, they're 18-8 against the spread for the season. With all that considered, I don't understand the line movement. I'm on the Suns here. I haven't played it yet. I was still waiting to see what kind of shenanigans pop up.
Do you think there's what is bringing it? I still don't understand why it's going down to 3.5. But I mean, obviously, it's better for us because we like the Suns here. So I don't know. Maybe there might be some buyback later, but I can't see. I don't expect this going to go down any further. So if you like it, I would say take the Suns now.
Quick question, RC. Do you think the guy that sell the mattresses put like $1 million on, and that's why it's driving it down?
Mattress Mac.
Mattress Mac. He only bet on the Texas teams.
Josh or Munaf, anything on this one, or Chris?
I got one play right now.
Yeah, what you got?
Kevin Durant double. It's plus 1,400 on your Bet Rivers, your Sugar House, your Barstool.
Yeah.
Take it with a grain of salt. He has limited minutes, but he's
but we already saw how efficient he was offensively in that first game.
If you have Bets 365, it's way higher on that.
Hold on, Josh. What is it on Bet 365? I got it.
1 second, let me look for you, my guy. Shit.
All right, let's go.
It's 1550, so it's 110 different than
for the double.
For the double.
Right.
Yeah, my big thing is the Bulls can't really defend the three and they can't really shoot the three. So that's their, I feel like points are going to happen.
I think Suns are going to be a play-on team for almost the remainder of the season. Because even Terrence Ross has been he's going to be a good addition to that bench too. Man, I like their squad. Let's
I
go.
see.
Let's go. Yeah.
I see real quick. The team
Yeah.
total for the Suns today is 112.5. I know the Bulls are playing really, really good defense. Like I totally get it. But 112.5 with a team that has Chris Paul, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and DeAndre Ayton just seems really, really low to me.
But do you
Even
think
if you don't
do you
take
think
the
it's a pace
spread.
of play? Sorry. Do you think it's a pace of play thing though?
Yeah, but I
it's
feel
not
like the
they're
Suns are efficient enough to still score that many points, you know?
yeah.
I agree with you. And I think the game goes under too. Like I will preface my statements by saying
Yeah,
I think the game goes under. But I think it's more so because the Suns play defense than Chicago actually covering the 3 points and holding the Suns under their team total.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, if we like the Suns, I would assume that they also go over their team total. I feel like they're about to smack the Bulls. I don't know. Like you just gut feel for me.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Chicago is the number one team defensive efficiency wise since the All-Star break, but also got to take a look at who they've played.
Wizards, Raptor, yeah. That's a good point too, because then that could be misleading for probably for the total in general.
Yeah, and that Wizards team, RC, was the team without Porzingis. Porzingis wasn't back yet, so they just had Bill and Kuzma on that one, and they didn't have Monte Morris as well. That's when the Wizards were really struggling.
Yeah, I like it. I like that. I like that. I think I'm just gonna stick with that spread though. It makes sense. The team total over makes sense as well, but I do think that they get it done there. Let's move on to this next one. I think shoot, where'd it go? The Jazz and the Thunder here. I gave out Kessler over rebounds on triple double. Munaf, I know you like that one as well. Did anyone else have anything on the side or the total on this one? I think when I was looking at it, I was kind of looking towards. I feel like the under might be the play here, but it's weird to see the Jazz here with this low of a total. Also the Thunder as well, 231.5 seems pretty funky. But what do you guys think about this one?
I was leaning towards the under too. No SGA for the Thunder, no Clarkson and Sexton for the Jazz. They played each other fairly recently. What was it?
Last week.
Yeah,
he went twice, right?
Yep.
Oh no, once.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was about a week ago, a little more than a week ago. But yeah, I mean, I think that same, if you know, unders rematch query. It's not within 7 days, but it's pretty recent here, and that game went under.
And that was an overtime too. They scored 239.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's right. So yeah, I'm leaning towards the under here. I mean, without SGA, I know the Thunder's still been scoring without him, but I'm just struggling to see them get over this total with their current personnel.
If I know you like the Kessler rebounds too. We can go over that. But did you have anything on the side or total as well?
Nothing on the side and total. I mean, with the injuries that both teams have, it just that player prop just stuck out to me.
Yeah. So we probably broke it. We're probably going to break it down the same way, but just using Edge House here, you can see that on the rebound side of it. Where the fuck did he go? Yeah, I swear he was just up here. Kessler here. All right, so over 11.5 rebounds. This one only goes back 3 weeks, or I can pull it back more, but I believe he's gone over in 6 of his last 7 games, 5 of his last 6 games, over 11.5 rebounds. The one that he did go under, he only played 19 minutes. He had I think he might have been in foul trouble early, so he didn't play heavy minutes. But if we go to NBA.com and just look at his rebound chances the last 10 games, dude's getting hella rebound chances. So if we'll go last 10 here, and then let's just go to Jazz real quick, make it easy. Twenty rebound chances, and I just feel like Vandy's gone and all that stuff already. So I just feel like he's gonna get a whole bunch of opportunities, especially when we think that, especially with the Thunder without SGA, they're gonna be less efficient offensively. They're still gonna attack the rim, so a lot of minutes here for him, because he's gonna be that guy that has to protect the rim, right? So he's gonna be in there a lot. The only thing that is worrisome is him maybe getting in foul trouble, because I got in that situation with one of the props earlier this week where one guy got 4 rebounds in the first quarter. I just needed 3 more, but he got into foul trouble. But if we look at Kessler here in his game log, he just played the Thunder 3 games ago. He got 18 rebounds and 7 blocks. Like, he's going to get a lot of opportunity to get those rebounds. 11 and a half, I feel like, is too short here. So I'm going to be going with that over there. Did you have anything to add, Munaf? I'm pretty sure it was pretty similar breakdown there.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much nailed it. Thunder are the worst rebounding team this season. They're number 30. They allow about 16.1 rebounds to that center position, which ranks bottom 3, I believe.
Love it.
So I think I see similar results here as well. If you want to get on the blocks, the block party as well for Kessler, I think it's definitely the room of possibility where he gets 3 or more here tonight.
He's at 2.5 blocks.
2.5 plus 105.
Whew. Dude, like, I just feel like they're with OKC and how they attack the rim, he might get a lot of blocks again. He had 7 in the last game against them, so it makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Anything else, guys, from a spread or total perspective? No? All right, let's move on to the next one. Trying to cover as much as possible. Anything on the Grizzlies and Nuggets game for you guys?
Played the under 234.5. I see
The full game under.
Likewise.
Anyone else? Let's go.
Played
Let's
the
go to
under.
that one. You guys all like the under? Okay. That one made sense to me. The other thing too, did you guys look at the Grizzlies specifically, their team total under? Because they've gone under their team total in 15 of their last 18 games. So I was kind of focusing in on that. And then the only thing that I saw on the Nuggets side that pointed towards the under was revenge situation, 7-3-1 to the under in the full game in that spot there. They if we include that they're at home. Shit, why don't I have the screen up? So Nuggets in revenge game. But yeah, there you go. Nuggets in revenge games at home specifically. They are covering in that game, but I think with you guys, I'm looking towards the under here. 4-2-1 to the under. But if we look at their opponent team total, they got under in 6 of those games. So I was kind of focusing on the Grizzlies team total under more than the full game. But if you guys are like pretty much aligned on the full game, I kind of want to hear what you guys have to say on it.
So 2 things real quick, I see. Let's look at I don't think I looked at this, but I know the Grizzlies are one of the better defensive teams recently. I think I got them 3rd defensively over the last 7 games. Yeah. So we just look at the Grizzlies like after, let's do a date of like maybe like 2-14, like after the All-Star break, something like that.
So I had this date already in place, 120 or January 20. I think this was close to when Steven Adams got hurt.
Okay, got you.
So in general,
start struggling offensively.
Under, yeah.
Right. Okay.
So
what if we look at? I mean, never mind. Keep it like that. That's enough data for me. That's totally fine. League-wide trend, RC. I got 2 that I want you to look at. So the first one is since 2008, 2 teams, both of them have at least 1 day's rest, RC. And,
at least 1 day's rest?
Yeah, at least 1 day's rest. They both have 55 win percentage or better. And it's a conference game. And let's take out the playoffs.
I have an angle that I back that's just like this.
Wait. Did I do that right?
Opponent rest is greater than 0 and rest greater than 0. Opponent.
I mean, you're gonna have duplicates, so you could put a home in there.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I didn't get that.
But it's still good to the under.
And let's add after All-Star break as well. I see a meaningful game. We know that the meaningful ones come after the All-Star break.
44.2 to the under there. Is that what you were looking at? Is that the? I just want to make sure I'm writing it correctly. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so. Mine came up different. I got a smaller query, like a much smaller query. So I don't know what I did differently. But it's cool. Either way, that supports the under.
Yeah, I have the same concept. I've run that system for a couple years now, like post All-Star break, conference teams, elite teams, and I use 60% as my threshold. And that's got, but yeah, 55 works as well. But yeah, I mean, the whole logic is that the playoffs getting closer. These teams are slowing it down, playing higher defensive intensity, and these important games, are important for the playoff seeding and jockeying for playoff position. So these games tend to be lower scoring and unders hit at a high rate. So no, I love this.
Yeah. So I know what I forgot to add. Everything that A-Wing just said, but if you add that
Matt
the total,
Tony loves us, guys.
if you add that the total is 234 or higher, see that's what it was. So just add that the total is 234 or higher.
Going back to
2008.
2008.
There we go.
That's if we look at this season too. All right, so only won this season, but did go under as well. It makes sense. I mean, just pretty much what Austin mentioned is just that playoff atmosphere type game, right?
Mm-hmm. I think if you look at that this year, RC, and you take the win percentages up to 60, like A-Wayne said, I think I got 10-2 and 2 to the under, 16.7% fade of the over in this spot. So I took the under 234.5.
But if we just take out, so I just took out the AASB then, or the after All-Star break, and everything so far. Damn, they're going under by a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why are the same? It's the same teams, Grizzlies and Nuggets.
Even better. It sounds like the rodeo play from yesterday.
Grizzlies, Nuggets. So
that's also something to add to. I see these teams they have played twice already. The first game was in Denver. Denver blew them out. That game went under. The second game was in Memphis last week. Memphis blew them out. That game went under.
Yeah. Here's another, just real quick before we move on to the next one too. Just the fact that Grizzlies without Steven Adams, they've been an under team for the most part.
Yep. Yeah, I was looking at the on-off numbers. The Grizzlies' offensive rating dips by 9 points per 100 possessions with Adams off the court.
Yeah, so we got so that's 12-6 to the under there. I think if I wrote something else here. Road conference 4-0 to the under, and then we're seeing a total combined of 224.5. In the total 234. Yeah, the full game under makes a lot of sense here. I like it. All right.
You guys not interested in Jokic triple double or John Morant triple double?
I mean, Jokic is always live for that. Oh, the other one that I had was the Aaron Gordon over assist. Oh, his number right now, I think it's over 2.5. And he's gone over 2.5 assists in 9 straight games. Grizzlies the third best matchup for allowing assists to forwards. The last 10 games, Gordon has 7.5 potential assists per game. So he's getting a lot of the opportunity to be able to do that. And I know the Grizzlies kind of slowed their pace down a little bit, but I feel like they're still I would say they're still one of the more faster teams. It's just not as fast as when Steven Adams was on the court, kind of giving that space to Ja. So I would think that there's a lot of opportunity here for Gordon to get those assists. But Jokic, like you said, he's always live for that triple double. Did you take it? What's the number?
I took Ja. I'll tell you what Ja is right now. Sorry. So Ja is 800 for a triple double. I'm gonna look at Jokic.
Like a plus 150.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's not like minus. Remember when Russell Westbrook had that run of triple doubles? Dude was getting like minus triple double.
Dang it. The Joker's minus 120. The plus days are over.
Yeah,
again.
there it is. It's over.
Yeah, after he hit it last time, it's over.
Exactly. Let's move on.
The damn Pat Sandy comment killed it.
Let's move on to this one here, because I know some of the guys in our chat likes the under here. Chris, I think you were one of them. Did anyone else have the opposite? Did anyone have the over first before we move on to the under here? Did anyone have the over?
Which game is this?
Sorry, the Grizzlies, the Wolves and the Lakers.
No.
No. Okay, so Chris, talk about it. Talk me into this under here because the only thing that I saw actually pointed towards the over, but you and Ski, I think you guys both like the under pretty strongly. So talk to me.
I think it's more so like it's hard to quantify based on the database RC just because you know the Lakers have played so many games with LeBron. You also you got to think about all the moving parts. So you haven't really seen the Lakers with this team, right? They get AD back today, but they still won't have Bron. They're back home.
Yeah,
It's more so just the level of intensity that needs to be, the level of competitiveness that they have to bring around a game like this when they're playing against a team that's right in front of them, as far as being able to get into the playoffs.
yeah.
I will say this, RC, real quick. I got a query for you too, but I'll say this. I think the last 4 times that last 5 head-to-head matchups have all went under dating back to November 12th, 2021. If you just look at opponent team equals Timberwolves. And then make sure I got that right. Oh, well, hold on. I think it's 2020, RC, maybe. Yeah, there we go. So last 4 have went under. But look at this, Darcy. One thing I've really been tracking closely, and I've been talking about this in the chat.
Yeah.
If you look at just this season, right? Look at post All-Star break this season. Road teams playing a conference game on the first leg of a back-to-back. It's astounding. I get excited about this stuff, RC.
No, I like it. I love it. All right, 11. Damn, 11-1 to the under. There you go.
You got to save some for the next day, RC. We always talk about it. And I was scared yesterday when I came on your show to take the Clippers and the Warriors under, and look what it went under by.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go. God damn. All right. And this one, so the one that did go over went over by just a few points there. 3.5. Bucks kind of just blew that one away. Did you guys have anything on this one, guys? This makes a lot of sense to me. I think the only I didn't really focus in on this one because I was prepping for triple double, but the only thing that I saw on the Wolves side that pointed towards the over. So I'll just bring this up. Road and so rested on the road 5-0 to the over there. But we already talk about it. Like we talk about it a lot. Like some of the typically when I look at system league-wide stuff versus team trends, I always look towards the league-wide stuff more so than the team. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense there.
RC, real quick, Timberwolves first leg of a back-to-back as a road favorite.
That query got a game featured every day. Which one? The last one?
Yeah, the last one I talked about got a game feature every day.
There you go, guys. Screenshot right now. You better get it. All right. So sorry, my bad.
No, you good. Timberwolves first leg of a back-to-back as a road favorite.
Just totals in general since the All-Star break have been trending to the under, hitting at about a 64-65% rate. In December we saw the scoring go up. We saw that that month with a lot of overs trending to the over, and average scoring was around like 230 to 233 points per game. Since the All-Star break, it's now down to around 226 to 228. So just
coming down.
Talk about it, A-Wing. Talk about it.
It's cutting down, yeah. So I think the reason why it's not popping up, Chris, is because they moved to dog in the database. So I see what you're saying there. The under with the favorite situation, right? They did open up as favorites, so that is one thing that to mention as well. But yeah, definitely it's moved to dog here. Did it come back to pick 'em? I wrote down pick 'em or PK. So who YBB's not in here? Okay, so where you go? YB gets confused with everybody for some reason.
I see Timberwolves as favorites now. They moved back.
They moved back to favorites. Okay, there you go. Because earlier I saw that Lakers -1. Then it went to pick 'em. There you go. Yeah, so it's going back and forth.
RC, real quick, one more. Can we go to Spodevs real quick and look at the Lakers without LeBron? With AD. And a home dog.
Oh, yeah, are you gonna? So Laker, you need to spell out Laker to put the S at the end, and then I think there's a space there. You're missing the comma, the colon between list and name after LeBron James. Yeah.
Is that it, Chris?
That's it right there. I see. So I was just looking at the total points scored in those games.
224.
Based on our total. And you just think about the urgency and the sense of desperation that both of these teams need to win this game today. Timberwolves also on the first leg of a back-to-back because they play tomorrow.
Yeah. And I mean, this one kind of drives the more of the points here, but the Kings are one of the faster paced teams in the league. So that makes sense.
And the best offensive team. So, all of those reasons, I took the under, I see.
Makes sense to me, man.
Makes sense, yeah, for sure.
There's a lot to fucking like today, guys. Did you have anything on the prop side, Josh? I know you're the prop guy here.
Yeah, I kind of want to go back to the Kyle Anderson assist right now on that.
What's his number at?
6 plus is minus 105.
6+.
Any Vanderbilt revenge angles at play here?
Oh.
Yeah, you guys traded us for fucking.
Wait. I wonder why he said this. I pray for all the people. Oh, I got you. Never mind. I thought you meant something else. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, what do you think? Are we gonna look at that Vanderbilt revenge game here? Like,
I was just throwing that out there. I'm not a prop. I'm not huge on props, so I'm like.
Lakers allow the second most boards, small forward. So if you want to parlay, you can do Anderson plus 10 rebounds and Ant Edwards 2 assists to get 11-1.
There you go. If you like it. All right, so I think we went through a lot. Is there any games that you guys wanted to talk about before we cut out here that we may have missed? The one thing, all right, so one thing that I do want to add though on that Clippers Kings game, I don't want to break it down too much, but there's a 14-point shift from the last game. The Kings were 6-point dogs on the road. Now they're 8-point favorites at home. As much as I don't like the Clippers right now, I can only look towards them in this spot here. That's the only thing that I want to add. I'm not going to be able to probably say anything as far as what can support it, but that shift of 14 points is just way too much for me. Shaking his head.
Dude, you put your money on Russell Westbrook. If he's not playing tonight, I'll get there with you.
RC, can you pull the screen back up real quick? I got one more.
I got you. All right. What game are we looking at here?
The game you're talking about. I just want to share something real quick. So
let's just fucking bring it up then. All right, let's go.
Let's go back to Kill Sports. Let's look at this year, RC, after the All-Star break. This is an interesting one. After the All-Star break, road dogs on the second leg of back-to-backs. Or just, I think it might be road teams on the second leg of back-to-backs.
Let's start with just road.
All right. No, add dog. I need dog too. I mean, it's not that much different, but if you look at dogs.
To the over.
So I wasn't even looking at the specific over. I was looking at the team total. Every road dog on the second leg of a back-to-back post All-Star break has allowed their opponent to go over their team total. We saw last night with the Sixers, the Mavs scored whatever they wanted. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Every single time. So it's Kings team.
So are we thinking they're just like giving up in the second game here? Like as far as like they're too tired to play any defense at all?
I think there might be some of it. Bad travel spots maybe. But it's just something that I found last night, and I was like, damn. And the only reason I didn't play it for the Kings is because they do play tomorrow. So typically, I just gave the trend out about teams playing on the first leg of a back-to-back, kind of trying to save something. So I didn't play anything in the game, but I talked to you about before the show about kicking myself because I could have got the Kings last night -3, and I would have been real comfortable with that line.
Yeah. I'm not gonna play it, but I'm just saying. Yeah. All right. Well, I have not. Did Josh? You have anything on the prop side for this one before we cut out?
The king side, not yet. I want to lock in Fox, but I'm seeing where his wrist injury is right now.
I saw earlier that he went through shoot around, but it didn't really say like if he's actually gonna play yet. So it still seems like it's questionable.
Yeah.
I thought I swear the report said he was trending towards playing.
They did yesterday, RC. He also practiced yesterday as well. So I think he trends towards playing as well, RC.
Gotcha.
I think a report came out yesterday that he was trending, and they came back and said officially questionable after they said that he should play.
Okay. All right. Let's go into this is gonna be probably a long recap here. I think a lot of people like stuff. Let's go into the recap section here. Josh, let's go with you first. Let us know what props you're on, or if you're on any sides or totals either.
I haven't gotten size totals, but I'll probably tell some of you guys right now. But I am going to be playing Jaylen Brown threes, and then what did I say earlier? Oh, the Knicks game also said Grimes threes and the Windcast. I think you can get that 310 right now, parlay together. And Kevin Durant double plus 1400 on Bet Rivers, or you can get that plus 1550 at Bet365.
There you go. Are you gonna take the Joker at minus
120? Yeah, I'll probably put a unit on it because he's going to do it anyway.
All right, Austin, let's go to you next here.
All right, so my favorite plays are the Nuggets and the Grizzlies, the under 234 on that one. Knicks first half, and then Phoenix. I haven't plugged in Phoenix yet, but I'll be looking to play Phoenix. You know, the Bulls are one of the best first quarter against the spread team in the NBA. So another way to tackle it is to just play Phoenix live after the first quarter is what I might aim to do as well.
Real quick, so you didn't take the 3.5 yet?
I haven't taken 3.5 yet. I was just waiting for the shenanigans, man, because I know something's gonna pop up at this point. Right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, go ahead.
So those three are my favorite plays. I also like the Heat Knicks under 215.5, and then the Magic Hornets under 229.5, or actually it's less 225.5. I'm sorry, I have my notes written down from this morning. So yeah, those are my plays.
I like it. All right, Munaf.
All right. Keep it simple. Celtics team total over 119.5, and then Walker Kessler over 11.5 rebounds.
Love it. I'm on you. I'm on that too. All right, Chris.
All right, I see. I got 3 plays that I like in each game. So get your paper. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I see. So I did take the Orlando and Charlotte game to go under 226. I took the Boston team total over with Munaf over 119.5. I laid the 2 points with the Knicks as well. And I took the under in the Memphis and Denver game. I got it at 234.5. Also like it at 234 as well. And then the under in the Lakers game as well, under 229 between the Lakers and the Timberwolves tonight.
Gotcha. Man, you guys want me to shoot today. You're like, shoot. It's about to be like a ski type day here.
I feel like, I see real quick. I feel like when we were like doing high volume earlier, we didn't have all the information that we have now. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we kept the games. I spent like 4 hours capping the games last night while the other games were going on. And these are like plays that I absolutely loved. I think is why I had so much energy in the chat today. So I'm looking forward to, to cashing these. And I typically don't give you four or five plays that I like on the card.
Yeah, you know what's crazy though? Like today's show has been so great, and like with energy from the panel. And then like obviously there's some guys here in the chat, but like all the guys that was here earlier in the week is not here anymore, like dropping their queries and stuff. So hopefully they catch the replay. But today's been a really great show as far as like the value in finding things as far as like plays and stuff. Today might be the most confident day that I've felt all week, like as far as like the picks and plays and the
don't jinx it, RC. Don't
hey, no, I'm just saying though, like I really like today's plays, but because like a lot of the things that you guys already mentioned, I was kind of like I sent you guys my short list, and I was already like leaning in some of the directions that you guys have, but obviously some of them are pivots, right? Some pivoting on some of the games, focusing on like the full game and all that stuff. But we were talking right before the show. all these games, and the only two bets that I have so far was the Kessler rebounds and the Gordon assists. But as far as like the totals and the sides here, so the ones that we talked about today: Blazers Hawks full game under, Hornets Magic full game under, the Celtics team total over. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get with you guys on that one. The Knicks possibly trifecta on that one, but I want to look at them early, either the first quarter or the first half. The Suns -3.5 there. The Grizzlies Nuggets under 234, and then that Lakers Wolves under also makes a lot of sense to me too. So a lot of things that we talked about today, I definitely almost like wholly in agreement with you guys. But like I said, only thing that I've actually put my money on already is the Kessler rebounds and the Gordon assists. I'm probably gonna put some on the ones that we talked about today. Other than that, guys, shout out to you guys for popping in here. I know you guys don't always have to do this, and I always put the link in there like 2 minutes before the show, and you guys pop in anyway. So, man, love the fact that you guys can take the time to do this. I know you guys have busy days, obviously capping and all that stuff. But yeah, any last words from you guys before we cut out here? Let's start with you, Austin. Anything to promote either?
I've got a column I used to do last year. It was a weekly totals column that I analyzed the totals market, recent trends, and just a breakdown of teams and where they're trending for Action Network. So I'm going to be publishing that for Action Network. I believe it'll be next Monday. So that'll be my first installment of the year.
Nice.
And maybe a weekly thing going forward. So look out for that.
All right, Josh, I know you're not always on here, but you always come in here with them fire props. But let the people know where they can find your stuff.
I know, I'm just a casual bettor. Nothing really, not trying to make this a full-time thing, but you can
Casual
not trying to make this a full-time gig or anything. I need that health insurance. You can find me on Twitter right there, JoshKeo88. I don't post any plays, so you gotta find me live either on Chris's show. I used to be on Ski's Green show a lot, giving out a lot of broad basketball props and football props there. But no, thanks to URC, I promote everyone's show on this stage here. If you don't have an Action Network account, go get one.
Yeah. Munaf.
Yeah, find me on Sports Gambling Podcast Network, NBA Pod, MLB Pod. We're starting division previews next week. Also do the Propcast. Talk about player props. And also NFL Pod. So yeah, all over SGPN, and then obviously here with RC. So it's always a great time with you boys.
Yeah, I love it. All right, Chris.
Yeah, man. First of all, I want to say, Wayne, please let us know when you publish that article, because I'm really excited to read that next week when you get done with that on Action Network. I love the panel today, as Munaf just kind of said, RC. I think this was really, really fun, man. I'm excited for the action that we have today, based on the bets that we made, based on the knowledge that we, the homework that we did. So find me on Twitter at crispycap, 2 P's 2 N's. I'm not promoting anything, RC. Appreciate you for having me.
Well, yeah, Chris got his spaces coming up soon, so you guys just follow him. I'm pretty sure he probably has like 10 extra followers that we have combined here between the rest of the guys. So you guys probably already follow him. The other thing too, guys, this weekend, the UFC card. I have that UFC show that we did earlier this week with YBB. You guys see him on the show sometimes. Also, someone else that you guys don't see on the show, but this guy named Harry. Harry is the MVP of that show, because he's actually going to bring in. He brought in Matt Frivola, one of the top UFC fighters, over at one of the gyms that he trains at. But the next show, he's going to get one of the top fighters once again, Adrian Yanez. So I'm excited for that one. He has a fight coming up too. And if you guys like UFC, if you guys follow that stuff, man, make sure you guys catch that show. It's on the same channel. So if you like and subscribe to the channel already, you guys will be able to hopefully get that alert if you guys got that set up. But other than that, guys, have a good weekend. We'll see you guys back on Monday. Good luck with all your action for the rest of the week. Till next time. Wait, I always got to end with this. Sorry, guys. Whether you fade us or follow us, it is on you guys to make that call. Good luck with all your action. Till next time. Peace.